Are you struggling to find certain items needed to upgrade your hideout? Can't find those pesky drills, elite pliers, medical items, or perhaps something else? Let's see if we can fix that. Hey guys, I'm Ghost and welcome back to Tarkov University. In this video, we're breaking down how to reliably find every item needed to upgrade your hideout and escape from Tarkov 1.0. We're not talking flea market, we're not talking praying to RNG, we are talking about repeatable, high-density loot routes that you can run every raid to find these items fast. Each section after this is going to follow this format. I'm going to list the items in the category we are discussing. In this video, we're only focusing on items that need the found in raid status, since you can just buy whatever else you're missing for hideout upgrades on the flea market. Plus, you will naturally find those items anyway while searching for those found in raid items. After that, we are going to cover where these items actually spawn on a few different maps so that you can farm each category efficiently. There are also tons more places that players use to come across these items. If I don't mention a spot that you really like to hit, please let us know down in the comments. It really helps other players and also the community. Let's get into it. Our first section is going to consist of the large industrial items. And by that I mean electric motors, electric drills, hand drills, car batteries, tool sets, master files, sledgehammer, stuff like that. These items can be tricky to find, but if you search the right locations, you can farm them very consistently. The first map I'm going to suggest you check out for these items is good old reliable interchange. First thing you're going to want to do is head straight to Ollie. Make sure you check all of the warehouse shelves in the back storage areas, the loading docks, the metal racks and pallets, all of that. The more you come and check these, you'll see car batteries, motors, drills, tool sets, stuff like that will spawn consistently. Make sure when you come through, you're checking the lowest shelves and the corners. People can miss the items that spawn there. Follow me now as I show you what I'm talking about. Alright guys, when you come in the back, make sure you're checking on these bottom shelves here. Car batteries can spawn in these racks pretty reliably. All inside of Ollie, make sure you're checking the bottom and the middle shelves on these big green racks. Big and small items can spawn here. Make sure you check on these racks as well. This is where I find a lot of my propane tanks. This spot over here on the ground is very reliable. There's usually a bunch of motors and stuff around here. Always check it. Next place to look on interchange is the idea office area with all the computers and tech spawns. Most people only come here for the graphics cards, but if you head into the back room, you'll often find drills and motors and stuff like that. And the last place we're going to check on interchange is inside TexLite, Texco, and Rasmussen. These are great spots for tech loot like graphics cards and stuff like that, but it is common to find stuff like drills and motors here as well. The next map we're going to look at for these items is customs. Both Stronghold pictured here and these nearby warehouses are absolutely loaded with tool sets, drills, motors, all that stuff. When you come inside Stronghold, make sure you're checking all the big wooden crates. And if you come inside the warehouse, make sure you check on the shelving, on the floor, and inside these big blue crates. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Since you'll be coming to customs so often throughout your progression, make sure you pop into these areas if you're still looking for hideout items. The last map we're going to look at for these big ticket items is Reserve. You're going to want to look inside all of these reserve bunkers located on the map just here. I like to refer to this area as the fields. You can find motors and drills and items like this all on the shelves in the back. Another really awesome spot to check on reserve is the PSP and PSV lockers located here just underneath the train depot. Each of these 4 locked areas has tons of loose loot spawns and technical crates to search. Not all the crates down here are for industrial items, some are for food or medical or tech, but of course those are amazing as well. If you don't have the keys yet to come down here, make sure you search for the loose loot on the shelves and racks all around the middle here. The next section we're going to discuss has all of the small tools and construction items. To maximize your hideout, you're going to need all of the following items with the found in raid status. Out of respect for your time, I'm just going to show you this quick list on screen now for you to either pause it or take a screenshot. I think that makes more sense than me reading through them one by one since there's over 26 of them. A lot of the items in this section overlap with the spawns that are mentioned in the previous section. For the sake of variety, however, I'm going to show you 3 different places that you can go and look for these items. The first map we're going to look at is Streets of Tarkov. Streets is absolutely cracked for small hideout items. You're going to want to check everywhere. Apartments, maintenance rooms, kitchens, hardware stores, back offices, everywhere. But to be more specific, head over to the mall and look all throughout this back storage area. This place is generally unlooted and it's a very safe loot run if you're looking for one. There are a ton of hidden rooms back here that just always go unchecked. Follow me here and I'll show you what most people miss. The next place to check is the warehouses by the marked room and behind the cafe here, both upstairs and downstairs. Follow me now as I'll show you a solid loot route. Alright guys, this building is located just behind the cafe. We're in the back alleyway. Here we are. This is the back of the cafe. We're entering it now. This is a really safe loot route. I highly recommend this one, especially if you're struggling to extract from your raids. Items can spawn on the back floor around here. And we're just going to head upstairs. You'll easily be able to fill your bag on this one loot route alone. This is a big tool crate here. Another tool crate there. Items can spawn in this big pile right there, as well as on the pile across from it. In these rooms, make sure you're checking on the ground, as well as on the big workbenches here. Check both of them. You'll be good to go. The next map we discuss could very well be Interchange again, but for the sake of variety, this time it's going to be Shoreline. The most high-dense spawn area for hideout items on this map is the large scav base located on the northeast part of the map just here. Both small and large tools can be found here, so follow me along as we go and take a look. This scav base up here is amazing, guys. Make sure you're checking all along these shelves, on the tables, on the workbenches, everything. A team of 2 or 3 could easily come up here alone and just loot everything. You'll fill all your bags. Check on these beds, check on everything. Here are the sewing kits. They often spawn up here. When you come under these middle tents, make sure you're looking all along the ground. You'll see loose items can spawn on the ground just randomly. Here's another one. A ratchet by the big van. Make sure you check on wooden pallets and stuff like that whenever you see those. Heading inside. Some gold spawns on these desks. Here's some tools. Gold spawns are over here too. Bunch of stuff on all these desks and shelves. Keep in mind, guys, these are offline raids where I show you this stuff. And in offline raids, the loot is always very nerfed. Checking all these tables here. Okay, because it's just too good, the third map we're going to look at is customs again. You can find these items both in the stronghold and warehouses as discussed before. But I'm going to show you 2 more locations that you can check when you come to customs. The first of these is Warehouse 3 located just here south of Old Gas. Some valuable small and large items can spawn on the shelves located just here by the northern door. The next area is what is commonly known as the USEC building or Warehouse 6 on this map. When you come here, just head upstairs into the green room area. There's a few loose tool items on the back shelves here, as well as toolboxes and computers scattered about. Make sure you're checking inside the crates in this back room. Up next, we're going to look at how to farm various electronic items. This is going to include PC components such as power supply units, SSD drives, DVD drives, graphics cards, CPU fans, and capacitors. Interchange is once again king for this. You'll be able to find electronics all over this map, but let's look at areas with the highest concentration. First, we're going to head inside the offices located here inside IDEA. Follow me as I show you the route. There's going to be tech loot on top of these shelves, as well as the warehouse in the back as I already showed you, but there's computers at each of these desks usually. Once you finish looting there, head into the Goshen offices and you'll find even more computers. After that, you can loot the Ollie back office that's located here on the map. Follow me along as I show you where all of the computers are. If you guys come back here, there's actually 3 rooms you're going to find. And if you loot them all, there's going to be at least somewhere 10 to maybe 12 or 15 computers. Just in these back offices alone. Check behind all these desks and check often because sometimes they spawn in and sometimes they don't. Sometimes you may find 3 or 4, other times you might find 5 or 6. Just make sure you keep checking. You can find even more computers as you search the Ollie front offices. In addition to those computers, you can find loose tech loot inside Texco, TechLight, and German located here on the map. When you come into these places to loot, make sure you check on all the shelves as well as the product display areas. The second best place to farm tech items is on reserve. If we head inside King, you're going to find heaps of loose tech spawns all over the shelves and the server rooms. There's a server room inside the garage, on the first floor, and on the second floor. The next best place to find these items on this map is in the drop-down building. Just head to the third floor, jump out the window, and turn around, and you'll find yourself able to find tons of tech loot all around these shelves, as well as a couple computers. While you're in the drop-down building, make sure you're checking all the rooms because you can find about 5 to 8 PCs all scattered around. While we're on reserve, make sure you're checking out Black Knight. There is a great computer room that you can search on the third floor here that often goes unchecked. I'm not really sure if it's buffed or something, but I find GPUs in here just way more consistently than other places. The next section we're going to look at has all of those pesky medical items that you're going to need. This includes medical tools, blood sets, ophthalmoscopes, stuff like that. The undisputed king of medical loot is the resort on Shoreline. There are heaps of med bags all throughout this place, and you can even get free access to most of them on the first floor when you scav in. I'm going to show the keys on screen right now for all the locked rooms I like to search when I come here. Feel free to take a screenshot, write these down, do whatever you like, but if you search these rooms, you are bound to find your medical items, tech loot, gold spawns, all that good stuff. The next best map we're going to look at is Streets of Tarkov. Clinics, pharmacies, and apartments all spawn medical items very often. There are 3 pharmacies you should be checking on this map. The first of these is located here. Just head inside and you'll find a few med bags scattered around, as well as loose loot in the back office around the desks. The next pharmacy is located just here north of Lexos. There are loads of loose medical spawns here, as well as a bunch of medical bags. This place is so highly contested, but if you can get here early, it's a great place to look. The last pharmacy on this map that we're going to talk about is what I like to call the hidden pharmacy. I call it that because honestly it's way out of the way, located way up north on the map, and it's so rarely hit. This is a great place to go if you're scavenging in and looking for medical items. It usually has at least 4 to 5 med bags that you can search. The next map we're going to look at is Woods. The large Emercom base located in the southern part of the map has a ton of medical loot scattered around. Follow me here as I show you the spawns, starting with the large medical tent. Back here, guys, I usually find LedX and stuff like that on these tables, as well as Salewas and other medical sets. Some of these crates are going to give you medical items, others will give you food or tools. Make sure you check them all. Ibuprofen in the back over there. Lots of tool bags over in this little area. Check all these connexes. Medical crates are behind. Here's another med bag. Lots of stims and stuff like that. Golden Star Vaseline will spawn inside these little connexes here. This is a great spot for med loot, guys. The next place we're going to look at is the Crack House on Customs. You can find loads of medical spawns on the second floor. Make sure you check out all the shelves and even the medical closet for loose loot spawns. Up next, we're going to look at what I refer to as filing cabinet loot. We're talking green bats, intelligence folders, tech manuals, cookbooks, gas analyzers, cigarettes, all the stuff like that. The undisputed king of filing cabinet loot is Reserve. Reserve has the highest filing cabinet density in the whole game. You can find filing cabinets on the first, second, and third floor of King. Let me show you now. Here we go. Make sure you check all these rooms over here. 2 filing cabinets there. Intel can actually spawn in there as well. Just gonna head upstairs. More filing cabinets here. I know looting filing cabinets is not the most glamorous way to play, but you can find a lot of really good keys in there in addition to everything else. Keys are so expensive in Tarkov. So if you really don't want to buy them, take a couple raids and just search some filing cabinets. You can find more filing cabinets in Black Knight. Follow me along as I show you that route. There are heaps of filing cabinets in both pawn buildings in locked and unlocked rooms. On top of all of that, you can find even more filing cabinets in the underground bunker beneath the helicopter. Let's go take a look. The next best place to look if you're spamming filing cabinets for those hideout items and keys is Streets of Tarkov. There are literally filing cabinets all around this map, but the highest concentration I've seen here is located along the front of the President building here. Let's run inside real quick and take a look. The next best place to farm filing cabinets is this building located just west of the Sky Bridge and post office. Let's go take a look. The next section we're going to look at is what's known as valuables or gold items, and these are going to appear in what's known as gold spawns. These items are going to be your lions, skull rings, gold and silver chains, rollers, golden roosters, horse figurines, cat figurines, stuff like that. The lighthouse is my absolute favorite map to farm these items. Just head up here, even as a scav, to the northern chalet, and there are tons of loose gold spawns here. Follow me now as I show you the route. Alright, first things first, head in the garage, open that door for speed. Look on the top workbench here. Stuff can spawn under those rags. Make sure you wiggle your mouse sometimes, guys. Stuff will spawn inside those folders or inside shelves, and you really won't see it. Check on this box. There's a badge. Pool table. On the ground. All around this room, really. On these shelves. On the TV stand. There's about 3 or 4 spawns on this body. We got one item there. These are offline again, remember, so the loot is really nerfed in offline raids. Checking this crate down here. There's a roller. One more spot to check, and that's up around this crate. Check on top, and then behind. The dorms on customs is another great spot to loot since there are literally 5 safes here. You're going to find 3 safes inside the 2-story dorms. Make sure you check inside 105, 110, and 114. And then once you're done with that, you can head over to the 3-story to find 2 more safes. Just head over there and check rooms 204 and 214. Speaking of safes, there's a lot of safes you can search on streets of Tarkov to find more gold items. Take a look here. Inside of this building just west of the Sky Bridge, you will find a safe just sitting there. You don't need any keys to unlock it. You can find another safe inside the building over here by school that does not require a key to unlock. There is a wide open safe inside the first floor of the Terror Group building up in the northern part of the map that you can open. If you go inside of President and head up to the 2nd floor, you'll find a safe just sitting in the middle of the hallway. In this building just west of the Sewer River Extract, you can find a safe inside the locked room on the 1st floor located here. The next section we're going to look at is for food and production items. This is going to include your moonshine, white salt, stuff like that. The best map to find food items, bar none in my opinion, is Reserve. Head into the underground bunker underneath the train depot and just search all the crates behind the locked rooms. Once again, the keys you'll need for this area are the RB PSP1, RB PSP2, RB PSV1, and RB PSV2. The next place you can look on Reserve is in the basement of the drop-down building. You won't need any keys to access this area, and there are a handful of food crates here. The next best map to farm food is on Woods. You're going to want to search all the crates at the Emercom base located on the southern part of the map just here. While you're on this map, make sure you're checking the crates over at the USEC camps located around the eastern part of the map here. The third place you're going to want to check is up and around the scav bunker in the northeastern part of the map here. I often find sugar and moonshine on the table inside the shack here. Let me show you. The last section we're going to talk about is how to find those high-tier tech items that can be so elusive. I'm talking items like the military coffdoms, phase control relays, stuff like that. The best map to find these is on Reserve. Just come here and search along the shelves in the server rooms. You can check inside the garage, 1st floor, and 2nd floor of King. After you search there, make sure you're checking the drop-down building inside Queen. The next place you're going to want to look at is in the server area of the underground bunker beneath the helicopter. If for some crazy reason you find yourself compelled to use the D2 extract, make sure you're checking along the server area located just outside the door that heads down there. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Whenever you come to Reserve or any other map for that matter, make sure you're checking the marked rooms. In addition to spawning bitcoins, weapons, tons of good stuff, you can reliably find high-tier tech loot inside of marked rooms. Lighthouse is the next best spot to find these high-tier tech items in my opinion. I reliably find them along the workbench inside the garage and in the upper pool room of the upper chalet. Let me show you the specific spawns I'm talking about. Alright guys, the first thing you're going to notice is that this looks very familiar to something I showed you earlier in this video, and that is because this route is just so good. A lot of the gold spawns overlap with military tech spawns, and that's why you check them twice. There's also so many different spawns here that no matter when you come here throughout the raid, you're usually going to find some stuff. The upper chalet and the lower chalet are so heavily contested that players are usually distracted fighting and they just miss spawns. Not to mention there's all this ammo and stuff that I'm running by. There's med bags on that second floor. Again, there's that roller, guys. I've seen stims in there. You can get medical items, gold spawns. Lots of the aces spawn here. Make sure you're checking this route. I also tend to find them on the chairs around the table in the detached patio area of the lower chalet. Let me show you what I'm talking about, and make sure you take a peek whenever you run by. Now regarding costumes and other tech loot and tricky items that you're having trouble finding, by far the most reliable way that both my community and I have used to find these tricky items is to use the cultist circle. Just throw a grenade case or a G28 from the barter trade in that bad boy and send it. If Nikita chooses to bless you with a 6-hour timer, then you're likely to get a quest or a hideout item that you currently need. If you are looking for a comprehensive guide to the cultist circle, then you can check out my channel for that video or click the link on the screen I'm showing you right now. And apart from that, this wraps up our guide on how to find hideout items and escape from Tarkov 1.0. If this guide helped you out, make sure you smash the like button and subscribe to the channel for more Tarkov content. If you want to support the channel even more, consider clicking the join button and becoming a member, or heading over to our brand new merch store and picking up some cool gear. Let me know in the comments if there's a specific guide you'd like me to do next. If you have any more questions or want to find squad mates to run raids with, feel free to join our Discord, the link is in the description. As always, thanks for watching guys, I'm Ghost and I'll see you in the next raid.